Alright, so this is Techie Pride, and we're just going to do a quick video of the setup, and I'll show you all the cells, what I use to test, which is torque, for my tablet, my Motorola Xoom, and we'll do the vacuum pressure. I'll show you that there's actually hydrogen going in the engine, and we'll look at the cells themselves. Alright, here we go. Okay, so we're going to look at the setup. I apologize if you get some wind interference. We actually have a wind advisory up here in Connecticut today. Okay, so this is 2 cells. Each one is running off of its own electric supply from different lines. So this one over here is actually wired to the windshield wiper motor, which is back here. And this is my wonderful splicing job right there. There we go. Okay, so that's the splice there. And then that runs, we got a fuse here, 15 amp fuse. And here's the jar itself. Okay, so this is the first one in the series. As you can see, got some sweet hydrogen production. My lovely assistant Eric was out here a few minutes ago and used the word frothing. I would agree. This is a frothing cell of hydrogen. And while we're here, we're gonna show you the vacuum pressure. Okay, so this is a little tube. It's connected to a little tube that runs down into the cell. Okay. And when I open this, the pressure in here in the system will draw air from the outside in here, and you'll see bubbles. Okay, so this is pretty standard. This is in the water for gas thing. Okay, so we're going to open this up. It's a little tight. This is not very well situated. Okay. Okay, look at that. That's some vacuum pressure. Look at all that air just pumping in there. That's a lot of air going in, so there's a lot of hydrogen being pumped through this system. Got plenty of vacuum pressure. Okay, so we're going to close that up. Alright, some people will tell you you got to keep it's not sounding too well. Okay, some people will tell you that you've got to keep that valve open or closed. I like to keep it closed because that way you don't have any air interfering with your hydrogen. All you have is hydrogen, okay? Or, well, not hydrogen, but HHO, Brown's gas, which is, what the theory will tell you. Okay. So, so then the Brown's gas comes out of here, okay? Follow this line over here, okay? So this is the second cell in the series. And this is hooked up to the seat heaters, which is a 20 amp circuit. Although this is on a 15 amp. This is on a 15 amp fuse, right? So don't pull out the internal fuse. Okay. So again, lots of frothing here. Plenty of hydrogen production. Okay. And then, right, so that's that one. So then this gets pumped over to down here. And into the failed cell. This is actually kind of a funny story. So this is such a terribly made cell that when I was running 3 in parallel, I don't know if you could see that, but the wire got so corroded. It was just shit wire, and it ended up breaking. See that? It's all broken in there. So now I use it as like a bubbler. As you can see, it's actually saving a lot of water from getting into my engine. So, well, electrolyte, I should say. So anyway, so those 2 come into here, right? And then go out here, and then we go all the way back. That connects to this setup right here, this little T. Oh, no, that's the wrong T. Here we go, this T. Comes down to this T. These are one-way valves, this way and this way, okay? And one of them goes to goes over here, to the air filter box, okay? Because a lot of people have said you need to have both a connection to the air filter as well as the intake manifold. So that's where the other one goes. This one goes down here to this T valve, which is a vacuum line that leads directly into the intake manifold line down here. Okay, into the intake manifold. Perfect. Okay, so that's the engine stuff. All right, so I'm just gonna some of that. Okay. All right. So that's the engine stuff. That's all the wiring. See the production goes in the engine. Blah blah blah. All right. Good. This is a '98 Subaru Forester, by the way. Okay. So now we got the inside of the car. Let's see. What do I show you first? There's so much here. Okay. So I'll show you the chip first, since that's pretty important. So this is the chip from Volo that I bought off HydroTuning, and this is a special HHO tuned chip, and it's actually also specific for my vehicle. I ordered this and they asked me what kind of car I had, and they put special performance maps in there for my Subaru Forester '98. Okay, so you can see that it's on, it's working, it's, you know, it's got all this, all your LEDs are on. Okay, and yes, it is properly connected to the OBII port. See some wires back there. I don't know if you can see it because I can't see. And then this is my OBII Bluetooth reader diagnostic interface. Okay, so this connects to my testing interface, which is a nice little fun thing. Okay, so I'm actually really happy with this. Probably one of the best things I've learned in this project. So this is called Torque, which is a really fantastic app. I think it's like $5 for Android. Okay, right. So this is my tablet. Yep, that's my Goofy, my Neighbor Totoro background. Thank you. Okay, and then okay, so this is Torque. A lot of people are probably familiar with this, and it's pretty great. You can record everything that comes out of the OBII. So if we click real-time information, I've actually got my whole testing set up here. So as you can see, you got some horsepower throttle, horsepower graph, mile per gallon stuff going on here, which is pretty awesome. Okay, and you can also take screenshots. So I'm taking a lot of those. Look at that in some later videos. Okay, so you know, it's all here. Got 0 to 60, trip time, average CO2. A lot of these are blank right now because the car's idling. Yeah, so you know, it's on, it's working. You can see the revs, right? So you got 688 revs. It's kind of tracking the engine. Okay. The only other thing in here is actually this little switch, which controls the second cell, which is on its, like I said, its own power from the seat heaters. I diverted power from my seat heaters, and unfortunately, I intercepted the power line before it got to the ignition switch. So this is actually kind of dangerous because this switch will work regardless of whether or not the car's on. That's basically what that means. So yeah, so this turns on and off the second cell. Both cells were used for all my tests. So there's that. Okay, and that's it for the test.